Hey there guys, how's it going? So, no doubt most of you listening to this are probably aware by now, because I'm a little bit late with this one, that Josh Taylor is going to be fighting former WBC champion Viktor Postol at the Hydro Arena in Glasgow, Scotland. Now, this is a fight that didn't actually surprise me. I was actually expecting this type of opponent because Barry McGuigan said right after the Winston Campos fight earlier this year, he said that they were going to be looking to go the WBC route and try and get that WBC title. And Viktor Postol, I believe, is mandatory, or if he's not mandatory, he's at least up there because he was supposed to be fighting for the WBC title vacant. However, he ended up pulling out injured, and I believe, or it was supposed to be an interim fight, but then he was replaced by Julius Ndongo. So yeah, and he went on to get knocked out by Regis Prograis. So yeah, I was expecting Josh Taylor to be fighting somebody in the top three of the WBC rankings. So I'm not surprised by this fight. Now, how do I think this fight goes? Well, to be perfectly honest, guys, and any of you guys that have been following my channel for any serious amount of time will know that I have a definite preference in this one. I have never really rated Viktor Postol that highly, to be perfectly honest. I think that he's a very one-dimensional fighter. I really do. Yeah, the guy can box. He's good on the outside. He's got decent power, decent jab. He's a nice, classy, you know, fundamentally sound Eastern European boxer. The problem is he's a little bit too heavily reliant on a few things. For example, in his marquee victory that he had against Lucas Matisse, which is probably his most impressive victory, in that fight, Viktor Postol did a lot of holding and a lot of leaning. It was reminiscent of Vladimir Klitschko's performance against Alexander Povetkin, and I felt that Viktor Postol was just a little bit too heavily reliant on the leaning, and that was one of the reasons why he was so successful in that fight. It wasn't the only reason, but it was one of the main reasons. It was certainly a contributing factor to how he was able to break Matisse down. And I thought that going into the Terence Crawford fight, I felt that was going to be an issue because it was obvious that he wasn't going to be able to box that same way against Terence Crawford. And I said this in my prediction video for that fight. If you want to check it out, I knew that Postol wasn't going to be able to, grab and tie Terence Crawford up the way that he was able to do that against Matisse. So Viktor Postol to me is very beatable. I don't think he can fight inside. He can box well at long range, but if you're able to get through his punches and get under his jab and whatnot, avoid the right hand, he has to clinch you. And I can tell you guys right now, if he tries to clinch Josh Taylor, he's going to get his head taken off. Josh Taylor is very effective on the inside. Up close, he can smother your work, he can uppercut you to the body, he can land that right hook to the body or the head, and he's very sneaky with it. He takes you out, he takes you apart from the inside, Josh Taylor did. I mean, if you look at how easily he was able to get under O'Hara Davis's jab and how easy he was able to get to the body against Davis. And I know that Postol's a little bit better than O'Hara Davis, but I mean, it was the same story, in the Miguel Vasquez fight. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think Viktor Postol is that much better than Miguel Vasquez. I don't think he's much better at all. So, although he's probably a little bit more athletic, a little bit fresher than Miguel Vasquez at this stage, because I think Vasquez was a little bit past his prime, whereas Postol's probably around about his prime right now. I just think that it's going to be a repeat of that fight. I think Josh Taylor's going to get inside. He's going to fight Viktor Postol in close. I think he's going to take him out to the body. Viktor Postol's going to want to try and grab and, push Josh Taylor back. But Josh Taylor's just going to take him apart. He's just going to uppercut him. He's going to outwork him on the inside. He's going to, force him to fight in the trenches. And it's going to be a really uncomfortable night for Viktor Postol for as long as it lasts. Now, Postol has a fairly decent chin. However, he has been down. I mean, against Terence Crawford, he was caught off balance a couple of times, and I know that it was controversial whether or not those knockdowns were legit, but at the end of the day, he went down, but he was able to make it through the fight. I wasn't really impressed with either guy in that fight. I thought that Crawford was moving excessively on the point of running. He was basically just trying to survive in the fight and, running around, pot-shotting from the outside, whereas Crawford, whereas Viktor Postol had really no idea how to cut off the ring and break him down. So I felt that was a kind of a lackluster fight between two overrated fighters, to be honest. Um, Josh Taylor, in my opinion, is a higher level of talent to Terence Crawford, and I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off at that. I don't care. Just based on the eye test, I think Josh Taylor is a better fighter. Better on the inside, better technique, better punch variety. I actually think him versus Terence Crawford is an interesting fight, even at this stage. So I'm going with Josh Taylor in this fight. I think Josh Taylor is going to beat the shit out of Viktor Postol. I think he's going to break him down. I think he's going to stop him. If the fight goes the distance, it is what it is. If I tell you one thing, because I'm putting myself on the line here. If Josh Taylor loses this fight, then he has a lot of work to do, and I'll admit that I was wrong about Josh Taylor because he really should be beating Viktor Postol. I mean, if he's a world class fighter, if he's a potential world champion, then he better get past Viktor Postol, and he better win this fight convincingly. Because if he doesn't, there is questions to be asked. So yeah, I'm putting it on the line here. I'm a big Josh Taylor fan, and he should win this fight. He should win this fight. If he's as good as I believe he is, then he should win this fight convincingly, and he should win this fight by stoppage. Like I said, I don't rate Viktor Postol, and I can't big Viktor Postol up and pretend like I rate him highly just to give Josh Taylor credit because I'm a Josh Taylor fan. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. Um, yeah, I've never rated Viktor Postol that highly. I don't think he's world class. I think he's a very solid European level fringe contender who managed to win a belt, but I don't see him as a world class fighter. I think he's just too limited, and I think Josh Taylor takes him apart. I think he stops Viktor Postol, takes him apart, and stops him in the mid rounds. I'm not sure which round, but I can see him stopping him for sure. So let me know what you guys think about this anyway. Do you guys think that it's too much too soon for Josh Taylor? I don't think so. I think he's more than ready to take on a fight like this, and I see him winning a world title after this. So yeah, let me know what you guys think anyway, and thanks for watching.